What if your next teacher wasn't a person at all? What if it was an AI? Today, we're going to dive into this idea of a digital teacher and ask a really important question. Can this kind of technology ever be more than just a test?
Okay, let's really get into this, because it gets to the heart of what learning is all about. I mean, think back to your school days. What is the actual difference between, say, a multiple choice test and that one teacher who really made a difference?
Well, here's how you can kind of break it down. A test, it's pretty rigid, it's got fixed questions, it gives you a final grade, and things are just right or wrong. But a great teacher, they're totally different. They adapt to you. They encourage the process of learning, not just the final outcome. And the feedback isn't just a check mark, it's nuanced. It helps you understand why.
So keeping that difference in mind, let's take a look at this new technology called LELAIL. It's pitched as an intelligent adaptive quiz that evaluates answers dynamically and responds in real time. The two big words there are adaptive and real time. That's the secret sauce that's supposed to help it cross that bridge from being just another test to becoming a teacher.
So how exactly does it teach? Well, here's the game plan. First, it doesn't wait to grade you. It evaluates your answer the second you give it. If you're only partially right, it'll actually adjust its feedback. It even keeps an encouraging tone, which, as we all know, is huge for building confidence. Plus, it changes its explanations based on how you're doing. And here's the real kicker. It can do all of this in over 100 languages.
All right, that all sounds great on paper, but what does it actually look like when someone's using it? Let's walk through a real example to see how this whole thing works.
Okay, so the system asks a student a pretty straightforward question. What does a bank do with your deposits? It's a concept most of us feel like we have a basic handle on, right?
And the student gives a perfectly logical, common-sense answer. Puts it in the safe. I mean, that's not wrong, but it's not the whole story. Now, on a normal test, this could easily just be marked incorrect. End of conversation.
But check out how LELAIL responds. It starts with close. Right away, it validates what the student got right, that banks keep money safe. Then, it gently adds the pieces that were missing, that they also record it and might pay interest. See? That's not a grade. That's a conversation.
And this isn't just a one-off. It's all part of this built-in adaptive feedback loop. If you get it right, you get affirmation. If you're close, you get that gentle correction with a little more info. And if you're just plain wrong, you don't fail. You get a simpler explanation and another shot at it. The goal here is clearly not just to test what you know, but to help you build on it. And that idea, building knowledge instead of just grading it, is a potential solution to a massive real-world problem. This is all about making that one-on-one, personalized learning accessible to, well, everyone.
I mean, let's just look at the old-school alternative. For personalized help, you might be looking at a cost of somewhere between 300 and 600 pounds.
And get this, that's not for a whole semester. That's the price for just 10 hours of private tutoring. That kind of support is a game changer for anyone who can get it. But for a lot of people, it's just completely out of reach financially. Now, let's contrast that expensive, exclusive model with a different number, over 100. That's how many languages this system can support, automatically. This points to a whole different kind of accessibility. It's not just about money anymore. It's about breaking down language barriers to learning on a global scale. And it really all comes back to the mission behind this project. No one left behind. The whole vision is to use tech to give a supportive, teacher-like experience to literally anyone, anywhere, no matter what language they speak or how much money they have.
So what's the takeaway here? We've seen how a piece of software can start to act like a teacher, being patient, encouraging, and adaptive. And when you see that in action, it naturally makes you wonder about what's next.
The source material really just nails it, bringing us all the way back to that first question we asked. When a digital tool responds with this kind of nuance, when it encourages the student instead of just scoring them, well, the conclusion is pretty clear. That's not a test, that's a teacher.
And so I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. If your phone can truly be a personalized, adaptive teacher that's available 24/7, what does that mean for the future of education? What does a classroom even look like in that world? It's definitely something to think about.